This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Lindsay wants to know, what's the feeling on Hey, it's Conrad now being hashtag all elite? What's his contract worth? Arn, we get this question all the time. You just clear up the air for everybody. I don't work for AEW. I never have. I mean, I get that. Okay, I made an appearance on the show, but so did our buddy Brandon from Barstool Sports. And I mean, so did Eric Bischoff. Like, that's a one-off media scrum. I don't work for AEW. Come on.
Conrad is his own man. That's what I like. I've always said, I wished I had enough money where if a guy just slightly got out of line or, anybody else, I could just tell him where to get off. That's where Conrad is. Now, he's a super friend of not only AEW, because some of his best friends work there, but he's a wrestling fan. He's a wrestling fan of WWE. He's a wrestling fan of, I'm sure, of some parts of New Japan, Impact, all those shows, Independence. He's a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fan. Obviously, the people listening to this broadcast, which is outside of just cutting on the TV show once a week, you're all wrestling fans. But he was loaded way back, way before he got in the wrestling business. And now it's because he has all of us, number one, generating all this cash every day of the week, that we're pocketing some and he's pocketing some. He's gotten absolutely obnoxious rich.
Oh my gosh, listen to you.
So it's okay to be pissed about Conrad being so wealthy when your house is cut into the side of a mountain.
Why?
And you've got that infinity pool.
Oh gosh.
And you got all those play toys, you got the pool table room, you got the big screening room, you got to dodge 2 Bentleys just to get in his house going through the garage. It's okay if you're out there and your ass is a little chapped because he's so loaded. He is. And he was before he ever got involved in this. So
I don't work for AEW.
I've vented, but he doesn't work for AEW in any fashion. So he's neutral. His comments are his own, and he can only be held responsible for his own comments.
Well, and I think some of it comes from, every now and again, you and I, and we've talked about this off air. We'll give a peek behind the curtain. We're breaking down WWE shows from 5 and 10 and 15 years ago. And at times we're critical of that. And sometimes people think that, that must mean that Arn Anderson's bitter or he's negative. And you're not. You're giving your honest answer, but you're happy with your run in WWE. But then when we talk about AEW, we talk about it in glowing terms. And I think what people forget is you work there now. This is present day. And also, too, we don't talk about current stuff unless it is in a promotional capacity, where we're trying to remind people where they can see you and Tony and JR. You're not going to heel on your current employer. And also too, you're a wrestling character on TV. I mean, we're talking to that real guy, but come on, man, that's different from having a critical eye for something that happened 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. And two, as a rule, you and I are never going to ever intentionally impede on someone's opportunity to earn a living in the wrestling space. We're not going to bash those guys and take food off their table, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's room in this business for a bunch of folks.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear, because a lot of people feel like that I am bitter and it's everything is, negative about WWE. That is the farthest thing from the truth.
That's right.
I have a lot of friends that are feeding their families there this very moment. I want them to succeed huge, because, when the wrestling business blows up, one company blows up and you have a competitor, and that competitor gets pulled up by the bootstraps, just like in a match. When a superior guy that is positioned different, a little higher on the ladder reaches down, he can pull a guy that was an underneath guy up, pull him up a rung. Same thing. And then business gets hot and everybody benefits. And, right now, Conrad, I'm hoping and wish they would let 100,000 people come in that stadium for WrestleMania, because it's going to open the door for the rest of us, which Tony Khan was the leader of making crowds when there wasn't a crowd, manufacturing a crowd. Man, it's going to help all of us get those arenas filled back up and get business back on track the way it should be, because I think our fans are clamoring for that. But hey, I just love wrestling. I love my company because they have been super good to me, and I'm super loyal to them, and they're going to find that out. They're going to have to run me off. I'm not going to, pretty much what the other company found out. They got to fire me to get rid of me, which they did. And I hope Tony doesn't have that thought in mind anytime soon. Just a little sidebar there, Tony Khan. But I just love the company. I love the attitude of all the people there and everybody. You've been backstage. Man, they're all thankful, and they're thankful to be there. And it just, that kind of environment just permeates more positive thoughts.
Totally agree. And I'm glad we cleared the air. Let's clear the air on something else. Tony and I talk about this all the time on his podcast on Wednesday. It's What Happened When. We've been revisiting all things Jim Crockett Promotions from 1986. And I just wanted you to sort of clear the air because Tony is arguing with me, but I know the truth. Tejo Khan, you remember him, part of Paul Jones' Army. You remember Tejo, right?
I do know. And that's Tejo, by the way.
Sorry, Tejo Khan. My apologies to the Khan family. But that's Tony Khan's uncle. And I don't know why Tony Schiavone won't just admit to that. He wants to argue it with me every week, and I think we can give a peek behind the curtain. Fans know that we've seen the supercar, the Ford GT that John Moxley had last year on Dynamite. That's actually a Khan family car. It's super collectible, super rare. And I think they had like a gimmick license plate that said Mox on it, MOX. In real life, it says Tejo in honor of, his favorite uncle, Tejo Khan. I mean, that's how they first got their start in the wrestling business. Tejo Khan is Tony Khan's uncle. Just smarten everybody up, Arn.
You're so full of shit.
You don't see the family resemblance? I'm telling you, if we got Tony Khan a mohawk, it's a spitting image. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but Tony Khan's getting jacked up these days. And I mean, he looks like a little miniature Tejo Khan. That's him. I don't know why people just won't admit to it.
Next time you come to Jacksonville to one of the TVs, I'm certain Tony's going to hit you in the head with a plank.
That's what his uncle Tejo would want him to
do. Tejo Khan is Tony.
Come on, man.
Just when I thought I could take you serious.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.